Just give me a go. Not a clue. After 150 competitions, 16 months, thousands of athletes from around the country, and unfortunately not around the world because, that thing, we have whittled the elite field down to 10. And now, the ultimate of ninja competition. This is Stage 3 at the NNL World Championship. Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Cunningham alongside Mary Layton. Mary, we are down to the last 10 athletes of the elite division. We are going to see 3 women in the strongest ninja division additionally, and that'll be very fun to see them on this stage. But this stage, this is rough, Mary. This is rough.
Yeah, it is a really rough course. I was actually shocked to see a dismount platform after the third obstacle. I pretty much assumed that it was just going to be hanging the entire time, which is typical of Stage 3. Although I'm not too upset about that dismount platform. I do think it'll make us have a little bit more of an exciting Stage 3. I think that we'll see athletes get deeper into the course, and I do think we'll see some clears today. There are some very strong contenders. And this is hard, you guys. I would say my top 2, probably Matt Bradley and Matthew Hall.
That's been the reaction
picks
of the room. Mm-hmm. I've been also asking for sleeper picks, and the sleeper picks have been pretty much everyone else in the world.
Noah Muner is probably my sleeper pick.
That was mine as well.
This course just looks like Matt Bradley's barn. Like, especially the back half of it. It literally just looks like his barn. Like, we're just hanging out in Matt Bradley's barn right now.
I just noticed that that's a staggered, like a kind of a leftward jump on the
cheese wedges? Is that what they're called?
Oh, that was such a good name.
Yeah.
Can we? Is there still time? Is there still time? 6 cheese wedges, or 7 cheese wedges instead of swinging on the limit.
Right after.
Is there time?
Is it a separate obstacle from Edge of Dreams?
Yes. Is there still time to change obstacle rules? Swinging on the limit is now cheese wedges.
I think so. I cannot claim credit for that. Somebody else said the cheese wedges, but it is a very good obstacle name. And the swinging on the ledge / cheese wedges. All right, it looks like we're about to get our intro from Greg, so I'll tell you my thoughts on that in just a second.
That was one that we've been hiding all week from these competitors. We needed to buff this stage after we've seen a lot of athletes get through. We're still going to see some athletes, or at least one, hit a buzzer on Stage 3, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's Greg time.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, ninjas of all ages, all across the world, at home and abroad. It is now time for this final challenge, the Rumble in the Bubble, Stage 3 of the Elite Division, here at Center Court for the National Ninja League Season 6 World Championships. Wow. Wow, that's it? I did all of that for that. Hang on. We'll do this again, right? It's time for the Elite Division of Season 6 at the National Ninja League World Championships. Better. Our first competitor to take on Stage 3 this afternoon is 22 years old from East Brunswick, New Jersey. Representing Sen City, she is going into her first year of teaching 8th grade science, and she likes to make it like Ric Flair and go, woo! Give it up for Rachel DeGuts!
We got to give her one move for getting to Stage 3. Ready?
Woo!
1, 2, 3. Woo! I tried my best.
It was great. It was
Thank
fantastic.
You. I only have 13 more runs to commentate before my voice goes. So.
Rachel DeGuts.
It is going to go tomorrow.
Is a Sun City athlete, and she is strong. And guys, this first obstacle, I mean, this is not an easy first obstacle.
This
Look
is
at how
absurd.
tiny.
These are half-sized nunchucks. Really going to be hard to match, but Rachel's managing. Essentially, she's grabbing one hand onto the other hand.
And, oh no.
Oh, she's already slipping. She's got to find it.
Yeah, and that hand is starting to slip. You know she's trying to build up that swing
She
to get to the
just
first
has to
tablet.
touch the tablet to defeat that
Yes.
obstacle,
Oh.
but she does and falls. Uh-oh.
And I don't
Favoring
like what
that
I'm
shoulder
seeing.
that is getting taped up. I hope she's okay. We have had a couple injuries today, so hopefully we don't get any on stage 3.
Yeah, and it looks like that support tape was there for her to feel good about competing. The shoulder's held up all day long.
Our second competitor this afternoon is 16 years old and a junior in high school, a straight A student from Lenoka Harbor, New Jersey, representing Center Court. Please put your hands together for Ava, the Savage Ninja Colasanti.
Isn't there another Savage Ninja at Center Court?
You know, I'll give it to Ava because she is really, truly an absolute savage. The grip strength that this woman has impresses me every single day. So we're only going to see one other athlete coming after her
In the female division.
in the female division, and it's Abby Clark. But these two, as far as grip strength goes, really just so phenomenal.
It's so cool seeing these three especially coming down to the wire on stage 3. A lot to play for in Strongest Ninja. I haven't seen any of the overall skills results. I feel like a lot of the overall skills,
Oh, wow.
great transfer.
Yes, a really great transfer. Grabbing onto a vertical wooden surface is certainly not an easy feat,
No.
especially after your
sideways
hands.
grab.
Yeah, and no time limit for these athletes here. They just have 30 seconds of rest. I think we might see them taking the full 30 seconds, at least on the female side, before they start on these cliffhangers here, making sure they have all the grip strength left in the world, because this is a beast of a course. In some of the earlier age divisions, you didn't really need to rest as much if your endurance was up there, but this stage 3 for these elites, we are giving them 0 breaks.
I will have to check. And she was off the platform at 30, so we're good. I will have to check on the Strongest Ninja results. I feel like a lot of the top skills athletes were out on either stages 1 or 2, so it is going to be interesting to see who pulls this off. Shaking out on cliffhanger already. Building up that 180 transfer. It's harder than yesterday. It's further and higher, but she's got it.
And Ava, I think, will definitely make it to the reverse grab. And then we'll see what she's got left in the tank. Looking super strong. You mentioned that she shook out on a cliff. To one hand a cliff and then shake out on it, guys, that's an intense amount of strength right there. You don't casually one-hand a cliffhanger.
This is also much, much further than it has been all week.
Oh.
And just didn't have it in the tank. Could have maybe got it if it was a forward grab, but
Yeah, if it
just out of
was
strength.
her grips, I think, still could have handled it, but it was more the power to get up to that point. I think that was the issue there.
Now it's time for Abby Clark. Greg will introduce her.
Our final female competitor of the afternoon is 27 years old. She is a preschool sports director, and she trains and is the handler of her obstacle course competing dog, Ace. Representing Team Monstro from Gillette, New Jersey, put your hands together for Abby Clark!
Now, I am also 27, so I don't want to seem like I'm passe talking about a woman's age, but
Yeah?
sorry, I just mind freeze, and that was just like the worst time in the history of the world to mind freeze. Abby Clark is the oldest of the 13 competitors on the stage at 27. Just going to show you that the sport is getting younger and younger at the top division.
Younger and younger, but I think what Abby is going to prove to us is that you can still do it
Oh, for sure.
when you're older.
Abby Clark is going to be competitive in Ninja for decades to come. She is one of the strongest people I know, man or woman.
Those hands were-
I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry. I should not have said that.
Come on, Abby, you got it. Squeeze tight.
All right, and Abby is, oh,
There's the grab.
wow.
Now she
And
can-
she looked confident in that grab, too. Like, Ava, you saw her have a little bit of a foot tap, but Abby was locked in there, lining up this dismount here. And I think we'll see her go on this one, and we do.
Can you mute your mic for a second? Abby with 20 seconds left of her rest time. She is the only athlete on stage 3 that was in stage 3 for the adults last year, I think. Yes. Yeah, she was on stage 3 for the strongest ninja in the adults last year. So she has experience. And now onto the cliffhanger. If you've seen Pro Tournament, you know she is a boss at cliffhangers.
And also just an athlete with the endurance, I really feel like, to get this reverse grab. So I do think we're going to see her get to the vertical limit.
And really anyone who trains with Joe Capo is going to be awesome at cliffhangers. As you can see Abby making that transfer.
Or is it anyone who trains with Abby is going to be awesome at cliffhangers? Maybe she's the secret to his success.
You know, I think you're right. I think you're right. Now, she does not have to use that thick ledge, but she is going to. That ledge is thicker, and she ran out of gas. Which means Ava Colasanti will have the best, strongest ninja course result. And that brings us to the 10 athletes competing still for a world championship. Every former male world champion out. We're gonna crown a new champion in the top division. And here is the first athlete ready to go.
Our first gentleman to take on stage 3 is 19 years old and a ninja coach at Laid Back Fitness and Vitality Obstacle Fitness. He is from planet Earth and represents Sen City and Vitality Obstacle Fitness. Please put your hands together for this gentleman who loved stage 2 so much he had to do it twice. Give it up for Luke Big Dill Dillon!
Michael Johnson was so glad that got in. Luke Dillon's had one of the most entertaining days in NNL history. He beat stage 1. He beat stage 2 essentially twice. And now he is on stage 3 as the first runner. And he is so incredibly strong, Mary. Mary keeping her mouth shut. She's too nervous. Luke trains up at Vitality, formerly out of Laid Back Fitness in Rhode Island. Makes the grab onto the cane. He is so incredibly strong. One of our strongest ninjas, one of our top ninjas for years. And at only 19 years old, his second season in the Elite Division, last season an early exit, you can see an early jump off of that platform with 9 other athletes behind him, knowing that we're probably going to get 1 or more clears. He wants to set the tone for a fast clear, something that you don't usually say on stage 3.
Yeah, and Luke understands that the athletes that are running later have more of an advantage over him right now because they're going to be able to see what is the time to beat. So he really is pushing the pace by taking absolutely 0 breaks here, trusting in his skills, probably hoping that if he pushes the pace enough, maybe we'll see some other athletes make some mistakes.
Here's the reverse grab! Almost had it! And there's an old adage in football, if you get your fingers on it, you got to catch it. That is not true of reverse cliffhanger grabs. What a day for Luke Dillon.
Getting ready to take on stage number 3 is 18 years old and represents Team Monstro and Vitality Obstacle Fitness. He runs an a cappella group. Please give it up for True Becker.
And right back onto the sidelines is Jordan Thurston, getting that shot.
I'm not going to be able to talk much this entire wave. I know I know all of these athletes. I was just reflecting on why it was so hard for me to speak during Luke's run. And, you just see these athletes train so hard. You see them compete with you. And so you really just want them to do so well in their big moments. And it's a lot of emotion, not just for the athletes, but for the people that have been with them along for the journey.
True Becker, our top point getter in the NNL this season. He's one of the last 3 athletes in the NNL Pro Tournament as a result of winning the play-in tournament. And True Becker, it is no surprise to see him as one of the last 10 athletes of Season 6 of the National Ninja League.
Now, honestly, a little surprising to see him at this placement in the top 10 for stage 3. True is usually one of the fastest through any course, but up against some stiff competition today. So
They had the 9th fastest time out of 10 on stage 2.
And again, pushing the limit here, pushing the pace. I think we're going to see now that Luke has kind of really set that pace right there without taking any rest right before the cliffhanger. You're going to see many of those male athletes do that as well to keep up with Luke's pace.
Here we go. Can he be the first today to get the reverse grab? Yes. Oh, he just barely catches it with the fingertips, and he's through.
And
Drew Becker is going to where no mere mortal has conquered before, the edge of dreams.
Oh, and I don't like this.
He cannot use the side. You were allowed to use the side last year, not this year.
Now, I've heard some athletes mention that they think it might be a race to the vertical limit.
Oh, we're going to see a vertical limit clear, 100%.
I don't.
Edge of
Again, I do think we'll see clears.
Our next challenger on stage 3 is 15 years old and will be a sophomore in high school this fall. From Morristown, New Jersey, and representing Sen City, please put your hands together for Josiah Pipel.
A Teen Monster athlete currently sitting on top of the standings. And second is a Sen City athlete. Here's another Sen City athlete looking to take back the first place spot. He can do that by defeating the reverse grab in 1 minute and 0.63 seconds, or by being the first man or woman in the adult division to ever beat the Edge of Dreams, the obstacle that ended the season last year. It went 0 for 5 in the World Championship and 0 for 6 in the Strongest Ninja division.
Did you see that move, everybody? That was a casual flex.
And a casual link on stage 3, no less. I love this sideways transfer to the cane. And the cane track, not nearly as difficult as it has been in last year's and even in previous divisions.
Yeah, really the tricky part of that, it's the transfer down onto a vertical surface, and it really just taxes the grip to hang on and then make that move. Not a lot for these elite athletes, but a good third obstacle.
There is a, he makes the transfer. There is a ledge on the back side of that first cliffhanger board that is in play. I just wanted to be clear. Now, this is the smart strategy. He tapped that ledge to clear the obstacle, and now he can go back to it before attempting reverse grab. That allows him to shake out on that thicker ledge.
And he also gave himself a little bit of extra chalk tapping those pants.
Here's the pop, and he's got
Beautiful.
it. How's his time behind True Becker?
Behind True by about 12 seconds, and I think that time to shake out and rest definitely hurt his time, but I think that's part of his strategy. He's only going to get 30 seconds to rest right before the vertical limit, but taking that little bit of extra time while on the hanging obstacle, that might be an advantage for him.
Well, if he defeats Edge of Dreams, he will move on to the very, very newly christened cheese wedges. Well, Josiah is on to the 3-ball section, I believe.
Come on, you got this, let's go.
And that means he will clear Edge of Dreams just by touching the cheese wedge. He tried to static it, and Josiah Pipel in the record books, he defeats the Edge of Dreams, the first man to do so, but unable to complete the cheese wedges, and 7 athletes remain. And look who's coming up to the starting block. It's Matthew Bradley.
Our next elite ninja preparing to step up to the starting block is 19 years old and represents Sen City. He is a ninja coach and did not compete in last year's World Championships because he broke his arm the day prior. From Wayne, Pennsylvania, give it up for Matt Bradley.
Matt Bradley is a ninja that looks up to Greg Smith, who is the owner here at Center Court Ninja.
I'm back. When defending world champion Joe Moravsky asks you a question, you answer it. But Matt Bradley looking to, oh my gosh, he's just clowning these half chucks.
I mentioned earlier that this course looks like Matt Bradley's barn.
Matt Bradley has definitely trained a lot of the movements, but He's never done anything quite like cheese wedges. I don't know if he's done bunny ears. And after all of that is the brutal sky bar.
Never done anything quite like cheese wedges is certainly true, but Matt Bradley is one of the most precise ninjas that I know. There are times when I'm watching his training videos and I just want to design the most technical course ever for you, just to see if I can make an obstacle that's too hard for you.
Well, we're going to find that out with cheese wedge. What was that?
That was a little pirouette right there.
I don't know that was in the plan, and he's going to try to do this reverse grab backwards. And that is what he did, a 180 reverse grab.
And
Matt Bradley's almost insulting the course designer right now.
He's not just showing off there, though, you guys. He just saved himself time by rotating his body the way that he did and doing the 180. He saved himself the time that it takes to turn around and face forward. I have no words. I have no words to say. And then in 2 seconds, I'll probably have plenty more.
Matt Bradley has been waiting 16 months for this moment. His date with the Edge of Dreams, and no doubt about it, easily through. But now the transfer onto the cheese wedges. Is he going to static or jump? He's going to jump. He does not make the grab! He is in first place, but now it is a race to the cheese wedges as Matthew Bradley has not defeated this stage, and he is vulnerable.
You can see from here that the grip on these, it's a curved edge. And that makes it, I would say, infinitely more difficult.
Our next competitor getting ready to step up onto the course is 17 years old. He will be a senior in high school this fall, and he is a ninja coach hailing from Harriman, Utah. Please put your hands together for Tyler T.K. Kurtzholz.
We have failed to mention, by the way, the winner of this gets $5 grand. So there is quite a bit of cash at stake in this division. And it could very well be going to a high school. We already have one
college funds.
We already have one $5,000 prize going to a high school in Isabella Wakeham for making it the furthest in the World Championship division. Getting a last-second clarification from Jamie Ron is Tyler Kurtzholz. And away we go.
And Tyler Kurtzholz, not really a ninja that was super well known to me before today, so really fantastic to see him progressing through this competition and making it all the way to stage 3 with the 5th fastest time out of our athletes here.
Yeah, very impressive performance by Tyler. His debut in the elite division. That's true of most of these athletes that got here. Even true technically of Matt Bradley because he was injured last season. I guess debut in the elite world championship.
Mm-hmm.
But for most of these athletes, it's their first season in the elites. Not too much expectations. Obviously expectations that they were going to do well, but not nearly this well, at least compared to some of the veterans.
Oh, wow.
Wow, he went from the very edge of that cliffhanger ledge. And now this 180 transfer, how much does he have left in the tank? He gets it. His lactic acids must be burning. And you can see there.
Yep. He was looking a little bit extended, a little bit gassed. I wasn't sure if he was going to make that transfer. Happy to see him get it, but just ended up tapping out on those cliffhangers.
Well, from one mat possibly clearing to another one, Greg will tell you who's coming up next.
Our next competitor getting ready to take on the course is 19 years old from Ackworth, Georgia. He is a coach at and represents Ninja Quest, and he is a gentleman and a scholar. Put your hands together for Matt Hall.
5 athletes remain, and this man may be the pick out of the 5 to defeat stage 3, a feat that no one has ever accomplished in the top division of the NNL. We have seen a few athletes in the young adults division and in the kids division as well, and in some of the other youth divisions. I can remember Oliver Lettman essentially speed running this stage. We've seen clears this week, but never in the top division. Matthew Hall was right there last year, and he knows every single touch point on this course this year, that's for sure. Makes the jump onto the cane. He has waited 16 long months since that incident in Greensboro, North Carolina. And he is looking to win the world championship, but more importantly for him probably is hitting that buzzer. Something that we've said that no one's ever done. But I was talking to a lot of people that thought Matt Hall had the ability to do it. And right now, he is looking very clean.
I am enthralled by this run. And again, taking that strategy that we saw Josiah Papel employing of taking a quick rest while
Here's the
on
reverse
the
grab. Got it. He is the 4th out of the 6 male competitors to make that reverse grab. Now, 2, Matt Bradley and Josiah Papel have beaten the Edge of Dreams by touching cheese wedges. Neither have made the grab. And you can kind of see from the live stream, I don't have the monitor in front of me, but you can see in some vantage points that those cheese wedges are actually offset. Essentially a wingnut transfer of vertical limits. Is it even possible?
I think if any athlete is going to be able to execute it, it is going to be Matt Hall. I'm holding my breath here.
There's the jump. He touches it, not able to clear it, and he did not do it faster than Matt Bradley. So now I think it is safe to say that the remaining 4 athletes are going to rush to cheese wedges with a clear maybe out of reach.
Next up, getting ready to take on stage 3 is a 15-year-old from Kennesaw, Georgia. He will be a sophomore in high school this fall and represents Ninja Quest. Please put your hands together for Brooks Bieber.
4 athletes remain. This young man is the epitome of speed. There's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities for speed on this course. It is all about grip and endurance. Brooks giving a headbutt to Coach Michael Johnson. Like, totally called Michael Jackson in stage 2 because I am extremely tired.
And Brooks is taking a easy, straight-armed approach on those nunchucks. Really the first 3 obstacles, nothing that you're going to see any of these elite male athletes fail on, but really just more to tax your grip, make you tired. And you do see Brooks moving with a little bit more of an aggressive pace than we did see some of the other athletes moving through those first couple of obstacles.
Onto the center court cliff, making that first tough vertical or lateral, transfer. Then is this big jump, a second lateral transfer, and of course they'll still be hanging when they do that reverse grab. Now I'm not totally sure how Brooks's cliffhanger ability is. I more know him for speed.
Ooh, and did you see that? His body was swinging up to the side. He had a lot of momentum. He's moving quickly.
Well, he knows that if you don't beat reverse grab, it's kind of irrelevant how fast you go. So you might as well rest and not able to get the grab. He currently sits in 5th place, and 3 athletes remain.
I think that grip was there, but that momentum he had just peeled him right off the front.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are only 3 runners left in the entire season. Our next competitor is 17 years of age. He will be a senior in high school this fall. He represents Monstro and the Warrior Factory. It is his 3rd consecutive year on stage 3, and he is the defending young adult National Ninja League World Champion, hailing from Webster, New York. Give it up for Aiden Wood!
Now, I like Aiden Wood a lot. He is an incredible young man and a phenomenal athlete, but I have a feeling if you asked a lot of people between the 3 defending champions in this division for the men, Caden, Aiden, and Joe, I feel like most people would say Caden would have the ability to get the farthest, and maybe Joe, but Aiden is the only one in stage 3.
Yeah, and Aiden has just consistently impressed me across all of his competitions this season. And
in previous seasons as well. It is no doubt that he is one of the very, very top athletes in the elite division, proving as much today. Linking the tablets, knowing that at this point you're probably going to have to shave off time where you can. Straight through cane track. I
Beautiful.
bet he goes right up to center court cliff as soon as he applies some more chalk. Already straight arming a little bit on the center court cliff. I'm worried, Mary.
I'm not worried. With the way that he flew across that half, I think it might be more strategy for him than anything else.
Well, he is gliding through the rest of it after that. He also goes for the tap. But realistically, again, already 4 athletes have beaten this reverse grab. If you want to finish on the podium, you have to beat this reverse grab. Let's see what Aiden Wood can do. He can't get it.
No. And he was definitely gunning for the fastest time. You could see it. He was pushing himself through that first front half of the course, but unfortunately, that reverse grab.
2 athletes remain.
Our penultimate runner in these Season 6 World Championships is 15 years old from Lakeville, Massachusetts. He will be a sophomore in high school this fall, and he is representing Vitality Obstacle Fitness. Please put your hands together for Noah Munier!
Noah is the only person in this 10-athlete field, I guess 13 counting the women, in the 10. I'm sorry, I meant in the.
No, I'm good. I'm just like.
Okay. Sorry, I have a habit of putting my foot in my mouth. So, out of all of the athletes on stage 3, Noah is the only person who has ever defeated stage 3. He did so last year in the team division, but in a slower time than Caden Lebsack. This stage, much harder than the teen course that he conquered 16 months ago in Greensboro. But now, after coming second last year in the teens, an opportunity to win the world championship for Noah Munier.
I just made eye contact with his coach, Jordan Thurston, and earlier this week, Jordan and I were discussing our top picks here, and Jordan is so confident in Noah's abilities. He really thinks that, he said, if Noah makes it to stage 3, it's his. And so I'm going to be quiet the rest of the run.
And considering the caliber of athlete remaining in this competition, that is saying something. And Noah is showing why. He's floating through. He realizes realistically all he has to do is touch cheese wheels in a fast time, and he's probably the world champion.
Except I think that for Noah, with Jordan as his coach, Jordan will obviously tell him, here's the game plan to secure the win, but that he's wanting to go for that clear. And not taking that rest.
Oh no! What? Out on the reverse grab. 1 athlete remains. It will either be Matt Bradley or Jay Lewis, who is your world champion in a moment's time. Let's send it down to Greg Schwartz for the last introduction of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come to it at last. The final challenger of these World Championships. The last chance for romance on this vicious stage 3. Our final competitor is 17 years old from Cheshire, Connecticut. He represents Sen City. He will be a senior in high school this fall. He is a coach at Hamden Ninja Academy. On this past Monday's episode of American Ninja Warrior, hit his very first televised buzzer, and his ninja inspiration is Cal Plahoros. Please put your hands together for Jay Lachey Lewis.
There have been, if I had to hazard a guess, between all 150 competitions this season, and skills and course, about 20,000 count-ins of the 3, 2, 1, go. And this, in Season 6, the longest season ever, is the very last one. And it belongs to Jay Lachey Lewis, a Sen City athlete. We will see a Sen City athlete at the top of the podium. His teammate Matt Bradley, currently in first place.
Will we see 2 Sen City athletes on the podium? That is indeed the question.
Well, we will, because Josiah's in third. He'd be bumping his own teammate. Well, Jay Lachey trying to make his way through quickly. Again, all he needs to do is touch cheese wedges in a fast enough time, and that is what he's going for.
Yep.
Jay Lachey is a speed demon. He earned this right by making it to stage 2 through stage 2 in the fastest time, and he is gliding through the cliffhangers. This is suddenly becoming a speed
Ooh,
run.
and almost a missed grab there, but thankfully on a nicer ledge. Couple extra moves. You know he didn't want that, but now we got to lock in this reverse grab.
And he gets it. He has well
move.
over the fastest time to Edge of Dreams, but he must defeat Edge of Dreams. He is less than a second into this run. Realistically, as long as he beats it, as long as he doesn't use all of his time, he's got it.
And I think that when he's ahead of True's time at that point, who was the fastest to that.
Still has a little bit of time. He has to beat Edge of Dreams faster than 142, but he has to beat Edge of Dreams to do it for the second straight year. The World Championship down to Edge of Dreams. Just has to touch it. He misses the grab, but Jay Lachey Lewis is world champion.
And with that, we conclude Season 6 of the National Ninja League.
Jay Lewis is the world champion with the former Joe Moravsky champion on his sidelines, passing the torch to the young gun at his own gym.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will commence the awards ceremony somewhat soon, probably within 10 or 15 minutes. It will take place at the podium in the middle of the field. Please do not go anywhere, because the best is yet to come.
How about that? Jay Lewis, $5,000 richer, but more importantly, Mary, the 2021 NNL World Champion in the Elite Male Division.
I'm just so proud of Jay for pulling this out. You know, we saw a lot of fantastic effort from all of our athletes here. Every single one of them should be absolutely so proud of the hard work that they've put in this season, and really just the cumulative ninja careers, right? Like, everything leads up to this moment, and this moment's going to lead up to future moments, and just so fantastic to see these athletes pushing themselves to grow in the sport. This is a very, very tough stage 3 course. And what I think is phenomenal is that you compare this to last year's courses, and these courses are getting harder and harder and harder. And these athletes are continuing to perform each and every single season. And that is because they don't stop. That is because they push themselves to train harder, to learn more skills, and to grow as athletes and as individuals. And every year I'm proud when I see what they're able to pull out here, and this year is absolutely no exception.
I could not have said it better myself, Mary. And is this my fellow Gauntlet Pro Obstacle Challenge commentator, William Marchese?
Yeah, it is. You thought you can get rid of me that easily, did you, Alex?
Yeah, I did. Jay Lewis is your world champion. Did you see this coming? And can you please get your arm off of my shoulder?
No, I didn't see it coming. Jay, I mean, he's a very talented competitor. I can't say personally that I know a terrible amount of a lot about him. Going into it, probably would have, obviously Joe Moravsky, one of the Vance Walker, some of the favorites going in. Neither of them made it to stage 3. Heading into stage 3, just on a personal level, I was rooting for Josiah, but just because he's a friend of mine. But any of these competitors, I could have easily have seen taking the win. And Jay knew what he had to do. He had the advantage of going last, and he executed perfectly what he had to do to get the win, and he did it with plenty of room to spare.
All right, thank you. Now get out. Okay.
Love you.
This has just been such an incredible competition, and I want to get Philip Scott in here. Can we just give?
Yeah, can we give Phil a round of applause?
Can we get some love in the chat for Philip Scott? This is the longest this young man has ever been away from home after being stuck at home for over a year because of COVID. And look, it's a baby. Hi, Maddie. Hey. A future world champion, perhaps, but
I don't know that we have much more to say. Usually this is where we go into our spiel about the upcoming divisions the day afterwards, but that was the conclusion of the National Ninja League Season 6 World Championships, and Season 7 is on the way. But before Season 7, all athletes, Greg, give me a moment here, please. I am about to say something very important. To all of our athletes, This has been an incredibly long season, and you have worked incredibly hard. Please take the time in between Season 6 and Season 7 to rest and refresh. I know so many ninjas have said that they are burnt out and they are tired and they are wondering if they are going to come back next season. Take that time. Take this time over the summer. Do some different things that you enjoy. Do some cross training. Do injury prevention for all of you that have had that nagging injury that you just don't want to stop and take time to take care of. Do that this summer. Come back stronger Season 7. It's been a phenomenal season, and I can't wait to see what we can all pull out in Season 7.
And I just want to take a moment especially to thank NinjaWorks, who is always one of our great partners and has been working around the clock all week and then some. Same for Greg Schwartz, who I know you know him as the announcer guy, but he's been here at past 11 o'clock some nights to make sure that you guys have these excellent camera angles that you do. I have 2 a.m. last night. I have heard so many good things about how this is the best live stream there ever has been, and you have Greg Schwartz to thank for that.
Absolutely.
And I just want to take another moment to thank some of our sponsors this week: Ninja Babes, Gripstick, Magic Ninja Dust, DGS, Adaptive Ninja, what else?
Born Primitive.
Born Primitive.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, our host facility, Center Court Lawrence, who graciously, for a modest sum, let us use this dome for 2 weeks. And of course, Greg and Anthony, who put in so much hard work making this course fair for all of our athletes. They really had those courses locked in for so many of the divisions.
Absolutely. I would venture to say some of the best designed courses that we have had for a world championship. You know, as the sport continues to progress, course design also must continue to progress with it, and certainly a step in the right direction. And just mad props to Matt. Sorry, it's been
Jay
a
Lewis.
long day.
I did that last year, so
Mad
it's okay.
props to Greg and Anthony for what they were able to pull out here today.
I see. I thought you were going to congratulate our world champion.
Oh, Matt Bradley?
Oh,
wait, it's Jay Lewis. I'm sorry.
See, I did that last year. If you go back and watch the live stream. Are we ready to say goodnight, Mary?
I think we are absolutely ready to say goodnight. Everyone,
it has been
an absolute
a long
pleasure.
season. It has been the toughest season in the history of Ninja. 16 months, 150 competitions, 8 days of the toughest world championship ever to qualify for. And we have had some amazing moments, from KK Andrews being the first clear of stages 1 and 2 in the mature kids division.
So good.
We saw 5 buzzers yesterday in the kids. Oliver Letman speed running stage 3 for his second straight stage 3 buzzer. And of course today, Jay Lewis and Isabella Wakeham being crowned our new Elite World Champions.
I still cannot forget Megan Budway on French toast sticks and that surprise grab up to the ring. That may be one of my favorite moments.
There were a couple really good saves if you go back and watch this week. It will be one more year before we see an elite athlete conquer stage 3, something that we have now waited 6 years for. But we will soon see the day when an elite athlete conquers all 3 stages of the National Ninja League World Championship. But what we do know is that no matter when, no matter where, we will see a world champion crowned in 2022. And maybe you will be the next champion
that was great.
of the National Ninja League. For Mary Layton, Philip Scott, and all of our excellent team, I'm Alex Cunningham. Good night from Lawrence Township, New Jersey, and good night from the National Ninja League World Championship.
Good